Sanibonani, welcome back to another episode of Heart Tea Thursdays. Mama Wezizwe, and I am here to fill your hearts with art. In this podcast, we talk about art. We talk to the people that make the art, the people behind the people that make the art, and the people that make the art, but a lot of people don't know that they do. And today we are so excited to have a creative entrepreneur in the house. Our guest, Unkosana Lukele, is passionate about music and sonics, but he's also the main stroke behind the scenes, the wizard of audio, camera, videography, you name it. So, welcome to Happy Thursdays. How are you?
I'm good, and how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you feeling? Are you well?
I'm excited. This is an amazing opportunity. Hello to everyone that's watching. Kamala Mkosana, Lukele Sbongo, also known as 5K, also known as Nerdio. I'm a content producer, videographer, creative entrepreneur, filmmaker. I wear so many hats, and this is an amazing experience, man. I'm so happy to be here, and thank you so much to Mama for bringing. Yeah, thank
And
you.
how would you say your artistic journey started? Like, when would you say inspired the love for music or the love for photography, videography, filmmaking?
Honestly, my journey as a creative, it all started out with music. So, like, I have a big background when it comes to music. Um, Part of the reason why right now I'm a music collector that was influenced by my father. So I used to buy like bunch of CDs like every time. Like my dad is like um one of those music collectors, like he buys CDs, like he buys music.
Mm-hmm.
So I also buy music because I was instilled in that from him. You understand?
Grandfather also.
Yeah, I think. And my mom, okay, just to step into my family background, my mom was also in a choir. Um, my sisters, both of them are also in part of a choir. My other sister was also doing creative theater as well. And I guess I had all this influence growing up. And then I was more of the geek when it comes to music. So any song that was out, like I'd be finding myself knowing the lyrics, and I've only listened to that song maybe like two times that day. And it's like, you know, so, and then first track in primary school, I started writing raps.
You remember the first time that you read?
All right, I don't remember the lines, ne? But I remember I'm a big Lil Wayne fan. So yeah, I'm a big Lil Wayne fan. So I think part of my writing also as an artist was also influenced by him because I related to a lot of the things he was saying. Even now, like, as like one of my favorite albums from him was the Kara 3. Remember when Kara 3 dropped, I was in grade, I think I was in grade 3 at the time. I think it was
And you
what,
related
2000.
to Lil Wayne.
Joe Lil Wayne, like he's very, very influential. I know parents were like, censorship, why is this guy swearing a lot? But like, if you just have that love for the culture, it says, like I stood out most of the time. Even Naseka, see, I'm that kid like who stands out, like from how I gravitate towards things that interest me, and I learn more and try to understand. It's okay. What um what is this like, and how do I become part of it?
And then how did you start making music?
Okay, how I started making music. I started with beats actually, and um, I started making beats in grade nine. But before then, I was still, writing raps, and then I recorded my first song. Um, same year, but I actually had a first experience of recording music with my homie Osama. So shout out to my homie Bling, Money Fiends Entertainment, we're in the cut. So Bling had a studio, he still has a studio even now. So he founded like Money Fiends Entertainment, and then we we went there a lot, and yeah, like he's also one of the people who played a role in me becoming an artist in terms of, like giving us access to the studio and also teaching us it's okay. You can fix your writing in this certain way. Okay, work on your delivery like this, you know, change this word for this, um, like just having the consistency within the creative process. This is a very dope ass writer.
He is. He
Like,
is. I've heard his stuff and how
yeah,
he plays with does this project of his that you made me listen to.
yeah.
It was very interesting. And then how did the names 5K and Nedio come about?
Um, okay. I'm gonna start with the name Nerdio because it's still tying to the story. So the name Nerdio, it was when I was starting out well as an artist in grade 9. So I'm making beats. I'm also recording, and I'm like, okay, I just need to have a name that um explains who I am as a person because I'm also a nerd. I like reading, I like doing smart shit, and it's cool to do smart shit, know what I'm saying? So I like to be that one person who says, yeah, man, you can be swept up and also do like some dope shit and be smart and read and you know what I'm saying? Like making like reading cool and making being interested about stuff cool. You understand? Not the whole stigma with you know too much, read too many books, you're gonna go crazy. Nah, that doesn't work. Cause with you reading whatever you're reading, it also adds on to your creative process as an artist because that's where you find yourself and you find your voice. It's okay, Mina. This is what this is the type of narrative I'm trying to push, or this is the type of music I'm trying to make. Because when I started out, mostly like I grew up in a culture of hip hop, so I grew up in the Lil Wayne era, but I still have a background of your Tupacs, your Mob Deeps, you understand. So like when it comes to the culture, like the culture of hip hop, like I live that, you understand. Like I understand it, and so
And 5K?
5K, the word 5K was given to me by my homie Osama Atomic, shout out to him. So we started a musical group, we called it Rain Gang. And so
When was
basically,
this?
this was 2015. The time I started using the word 5K was 2015. And it's crazy now because people confuse me with thingy. They confuse me with 25K. And I'm like, no, I mean I have timestamps. They're there. You can go into the internet, you'll see what I'm talking about. And I can attest to it. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I'd get to spaces and I'm like, I'm 5K. And they're like, oh, are you 25K to rap? I'm like, no. I'm 5K, you understand? So, and then the word 5K was actually a code name. So the word Nodio was there as an artist, right? And then from there, it's like, okay, we were chilling with Osama this one time. So we had this other spot, guys, where we would just chill and just visualize where we wanted to be. And it's crazy because all the things I'm doing now, it's things I talked about then, it's things I was seeing then. You know what I'm saying? And then we were chilling, and then he was like, "Yo, bro, we need to have code words." So mine is RG5K, which stands for Rain Gang 5K, and then his is RG100, which means that it's Rain Gang 100. You know what I'm saying? And then from then on, we started introducing it more into our music. We had our first song, which I produced. Um, the name of the song was Laughing to the Bank. The song was heavy on the streets, like it was rotating like each and every high school around Ikasi. Everyone had that song, but they didn't know who the artists were. Sometimes someone would be playing you your song and they don't know that they're actually talking to you. You understand? So that was kind of dope, like just having that mystery and seeing people react to your craft and not knowing what they're actually in the presence of you, the actual creator of that. And that was yeah, that was an amazing experience, because it made me want to do this music thing more, because at that time I was going heavy when it came to making beats, like. And obviously sometimes you're growing up in a family background where also our parents don't understand this whole thing of being a creative, being a musician, because also they've seen their artists, some of their favorite artists in their generation, like uh, delve into drugs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like also they also trying to be protective, but they don't see what you can actually do something positive about this. You understand? So
Oh, wow. And then how did it so take me through you registering your company with the name 5K and then it ultimately transitioning to like videography, editing, filmmaking and
okay, so how I registered 5K. Okay, the name of the company is 5K Graphics. So 5K Graphic Design Studio. And when I started my company, I was 17 at the time. I was in grade 11. Yeah, I remember. So it's one of the biggest highlights for me because um, when I stepped into that space, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm in high school now. I'm in matric next year. So if matric doesn't go well for me, what's my plan? Understand? So I was like, okay, what's my plan? I might as well start this company because I know how to do graphics. I know how to design graphics. Because same time
how did you learn?
um I got introduced to graphic design through my homie Bling Asia. So like he was that one person who was the plug when it came to software. It's like, okay, I have this software, just try it out and see what you can do with it. And then I ended up going ham. I ended up like going
What software
crazy.
was it?
The first software I used before Photoshop was GIMP. So it's like it's also like a free software. Anyone that wants to try out GIMP, I recommend you check it out because like it's dope. If you're starting out as a graphic designer, it's more complex in terms of the user interface, but it's actually dope because some of those skills are what I'm applying now into the things I'm doing. Understand? So I started graphic design with GIMP, and then 2016, yeah, 2016, that's when I got into Photoshop. So like I was that one person who was always experimenting a lot. So I'd take pictures on my phone and then experiment and then just put my pictures on GM because I was making my own artworks at the time. I was even making artworks for my giants. And then I'm like, okay, now I understand GM. Let's get into Photoshop. And then yeah, I started Photoshop. Um, and then after Photoshop, I got into After Effects. That's where I actually learned how to edit videos. I was editing my videos on After Effects. And they looked at me crazy most of the time when I tell people what to like, I'm using After Effects for my videos. They're like, but that's for graphics, that's for visual effects and stuff. But I'm like, nah, I edit my videos on After Effects, you understand? Because there's just that thing I was getting when it comes to like the picture quality, you understand? So
And then now have you moved to Adobe?
yeah, now
Premiere.
now I think Premiere I started on Premiere late 2020. Yeah, 2020 is when I started on Premiere, and then ever since I've been using Premiere for my video editing, but I still once in a while go back to After Effects because After Effects is like it's like my first love when it comes to graphic designing. And most of the stuff I'm doing now, like I'm doing some crazy visuals, cause it's like I know After Effects as much as I know myself, and it's for me, like it does the work, like most of the work, creative work I've gotten as art director was through After Effects, you know what I'm saying? Most of these creative campaigns I've worked on was through After Effects, and that's what made people come back and see what's okay, you're actually reliable. You understand? At the time, obviously, I was working with limited resources, but I didn't let that limit me to say I don't have one, two, and three. Understand?
So initially, your company, you wanted it to focus on graphic design. So tell me about like you like transitioning from there to where you are today, like learning all these things about running a company, about pricing, about being a photographer, being an editor, being all these things.
All right. Let me just say the detailed part of running 5K graphics as a business. My first experience was right after high school. That's when, obviously, at the time, well, the vision for 5K graphics, 5K graphics was a company where I wanted to build a legacy, for my kids and say, okay, you know what, I want to have something I'm gonna leave behind for my kids, and so that they don't have to go and build someone else's empire, but they're like, okay, yeah, our dad built something for us. You know what I'm saying? And it not necessarily they don't have to run it, but they can just use whatever skills that I've taught them to go pursue whatever they want to do, and I'm just there to support them in that. That because also at the time when I was studying 5K graphics as a company, um like the support from family wasn't really that solid because they also didn't understand, and sometimes you also have that frustration of ish, they don't understand, and now obviously you have to push and make them see the vision as much as you see it. Sometimes you'd be mad, Huti, why aren't you guys seeing what I'm seeing from how I'm seeing it? But you also have to understand, Huti, you understand everyone thinks different, everyone sees things different, understand? So it was that thing. And then my first experience, yeah, within the business, yeah, where like I was making money. My first gig for 5K graphics, first paid gig was actually a baby shower. Didn't even know how to price that. Yeah, didn't even know how to price that. So um my first gig, I actually got paid like 250 because I didn't do research in terms of how to price my stuff. Understand? I'm like,
Did you shoot and edit
yeah, it was a shoot and edit.
for 250, and then it was both photography and video?
No, it was just pictures at the time.
You
Just pictures
imagine
at it. But also those are the humble
learning curves,
beginnings.
yeah.
Yeah, those are the learning curves. And then um I started hanging out more around more creatives. I remember at the time in 2017, right after high school, I moved to Foslo Ras, and then I stayed there for about a year. But also when I was there, I was still pushing my music, still pushing my art, because also same time around about 2017, I was making these friendships, you know. One of the homies, Tuslai, dope ass producer. Like he's a dope ass producer, like from a force load. That I know, you understand? Like I can like Joe Tuslai is dope, you understand? So like I was chilling with him most of the time because I was at home when at my uncle's place there was a pool table, so chill there, play pool. Sometimes like, yo, dog, I got a studio, you can come through, you understand? Like I'm also making beats, and then from there we started chilling, we started producing, and then there was there's this creative movement at Boyase Foslo. And I've noticed how I'm creatives from Foslo, especially that part of the East End, how they collaborate with each other. There's one guy, his name is William, what's his name? Fuck, I forgot his name, but I remember his brand. Sir Anthony Jeans. So he's dope. Like he's making like he's making moves, Joe. Like, yeah, well, so sometimes I chill with him because I've seen how he makes his stuff. He makes his clothes, and then he also had a camera. You understand? So he taught me how to use a camera also. Yeah, well, so like he taught me like a few basics, and then Bekono Khozo, his brand is called Ogledi Nepe. You know, he's also big in the creative space. Yeah, well, especially that side. Like he's played a role. Yeah, well, cause they were doing these markets and they were shooting their own stuff, you know, displaying their own clothes, making their own food, and performing their own music. And that was like, yeah, this is dope, you know. And then I was there at the time, and I'm like, okay, gents, I have a crew, like, well, I have homies I work with, and we all make music, and we just want performances. That's all you want. You know, at the time when we pushing, you know what? We just want performances. You know what I'm saying? We just want to perform because we got this dope ass music and we just want to perform, you know? And I was talking to them this one time and I'm like, they were hosting event. They call it the Bicycle Stock Fair, you know? And then, um, bicycle stock fail and then it was like one of those markets and then I hit up also I'm like yo bro I got us a performance you know and we went there you know we did our thing because obviously I was moving around this time in Sekasi Sotra and then next time in Arabelle Force level then yeah I'd even make me to say yo bro I'm gonna take a cab, Joe, even if I need to hustle transport to come pick you up. G, we doing this, you know what I'm saying? Because that time Rain Gang was growing as a brand, you know, and we were getting all these performances. And then there was another event we performed at in Randburg, you know. Um, so we were on, I think we were on the same lineup as your Costa Teach, your Alpha Cats, you know. At the time, really, like, yeah, well, they were not really big or but they were still also coming up. Yeah, well, we were all at this same event, like all in the same vicinity. And then fast forward, and then you're in these spaces, and you're also seeing these guys. And you're like, damn, nigga, we shared a stage at some point in time, you know. But yeah, that was dope. That was dope.
Tell me about R1 Radio.
All right, R1 Radio. R1 Radio, which is called Radio for the First World. Yeah, well, was started by Usihle Ndlovu. Then I got introduced to R1 Radio through Uland, Neo Soul. Neo Soul is my next door neighbor. He's a DJ. Um, so Neo Soul was like, he's seen us perform. Yeah, but he's also given us a platform at some point in time to come and perform because he was hosting events, you know. And I'm like, okay, bro. He hit me up. I think I was at home at the time. He's like, ah, let's go, let's take a walk. So, Saya, Lente Vilagazi, which is like a 5 minute walk from my house. Saya Vilagazi. And then when we got there, and then we went to the box shop. Yeah, well, okay. We got we got to the box shop, and when we get there, I remember it was also my first time just stepping into the box shop because I would normally pass, yeah, but so we get to the box shop and then we go up to the radio station. I think he was playing well at the time, yeah, but and then he shows me the space. I was like, this is Arwa, you know. And then I'm like, yo, Joe, this is exactly what I want to build in my space, you know? This is exactly what I want to build in my space. And it's like, this is the space. I wanted you to see it. You know, I wanted to see you to see there's something like this it does, you know. And then
That's dope, actually.
yeah,
Nice
and
of them.
and then I remember I think it was a few weeks after, and then I met another Neo, but she goes by the name Nino Blues. She's a DJ as well. And then I link up with Nino Blues the store. I was just buying a Coley, yeah, well. And then Nino Blues dope ass personality. She's got a dope ass personality. She's like, I'm playing, you know, I have a set, I'm playing there, Arwa, you should come. And then I went and Nino was playing. And then I think Nino was the link to me and Sihle. Yeah, well, and then my role really when I linked up no Sihle, yeah, well, Sihle is station manager and also the owner of the station at the time. Um, okay, it's like, okay, bro, we're looking to do something like this. So we normally host sessions every Friday. It's called the Barbies Sundowner sessions, you know. And they're like, okay, we need a videographer and a photographer. Yeah, well, can you do it? I'm like, yeah, it's an opportunity, you know. And then I'm like, okay. And then I started out well as like a videographer and a photographer at the time. And then yeah, I met artists like Abo Automatic, you know. Um at the time really like Automatic is also like one of the like he's a rock artist, yeah, well, very dope. Very, very dope. So went there, shot his interview. Then I was also shooting a couple of shows, you know, shooting a couple of shows like podcasts and you know within the space. And then I evolved from a videographer and photographer to a mixing engineer and a station manager. So meaning on weekends, so I was at R1 like Friday and Saturday. So on Friday, I was shooting the Sundowner sessions. And on Saturday, there was the Hip Hop 411 show. So I was there really as a station manager, operating the whole studio, making sure that once you know, everyone arrives, the show hosts, the crew, everyone, the studio is already set up, you know, you just press record and then, yeah. And then, yeah, at the time, really, I'm now the station manager and mixing engineer. So I was also mixing some of the shows, you know. So it was also like an added skill because really I was producing and, you know,
And then your relationship with Hip Hop 411, then like grew. Tell me a little about that. Because
yeah.
like, what do you guys do now?
Hip Hop Fun One is also it's a media publication, online media publication. So our relationship and us working together started very during the R1 days. 2000 and this was 2018. Yeah, 2018. And then I linked up again. We were shooting a Hip Hop Fun One show. And then Uluazi, big shout out to him. He's like, yo, dog, there's Back to the City. Do you want to come? Because you're always here shooting at the studio. Yeah, well, let's go shoot this festival. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm open, you know? And then, yeah, that's how I became part of the 4-on-1 team, Hip Hop 4-on-1 team. That's the first event I shot was Back to the City. And then from there, we were shooting activations like back to back, your Cirocs, your I'm a listening session. I remember during that year nje, alone, nje, we shot a lot of stuff. We were shooting Ciroc, we were shooting Moe, we were shooting we were spending a lot of time at music what's this Universal Music, you know, that's like now I was like, you know what, I'm in these spaces now. You understand? And it was a great experience. So fuck, Joe. I was thinking about being in these spaces. Now I'm here. You
And the
understand?
ciphers.
And
Yeah.
it was amazing. We were shooting ciphers, we were shooting battle rap. You know, like you can say that I've been a part of the culture because hip hop is also part of my identity. So you understand? It's like, yeah.
Tell me about a little. Tell me a little about what you did at ESPN.
Okay, ESPN. Okay. Um, okay, how I got through to ESPN, it was actually it's ESPN Africa Boxing. So I came in as a thingy. I came in as a camera assistant. So big shout out to Cuts. Cuts hits me up and he's like, "Yo, bro, um, do you have equipment?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, I got equipment." It's like, "Yeah, listen, there's ESPN Africa Boxing happening and I need an assistant, you understand? So I want you to come in as an assistant." So he was a promo producer at the time, you know. He's a promo producer for ESPN Africa Boxing at the time. And then we went there and we did our thing, you know. And it's like, okay, I've never shot like a, you know, fight night. It was also a dope experience. I've shot other sports content, but that was like boxing. So boxing is different, you know. being in the space and you're seeing what, okay, this thing is actually happening in real time. You understand? Like it's playing in real time. You're seeing jibs, you're seeing, seeing people getting knocked out, you're seeing people going crazy over their favorite boxes, and you're seeing boxers lose, and you are there with the shot, and then you actually have one of the boxers just push the camera away, and you just have that shot of that moment, because I've always been that person as a videographer. I would say I always want that one shot, and whatever it takes, I'm gonna get that one shot. Understand? So that's what makes me love what I do. Like I love this shit. I live this shit. And and then another highlight we had with ESPN was the Casper and Pretty Ugly fight. So we captured the whole build up of that. That was amazing. Like going to the boxing gyms and capturing the gents while they're preparing to go, yeah, well, battle. You know what I'm saying? And we there and we're just asking them questions. Do you think that the fight is gonna go all the way, or you just gonna knock him out? Like just that whole experience was amazing. Because I'm one person who's okay. I work with all these big names, but I I'm not starstruck because I just look at it. I'm at work, bruh. And I just talk to them like I'm talking to any other normal human being. Understand? So yeah, I choose to be humble, and not be like, you're a big name. Nah, I don't do that, because there's people who lose themselves in that. So yeah.
Tell me about your role in SA Music Week, so the tourism center in Soweto.
SA Music Week, ne? Okay, I'm gonna start there. SA Music Week, it's a 3-day music conference. I got to be part of it through one of my homies I shot a music video for. His name is Ulent Bruce Flex. He was also part of a music collective called Another Trap Story. Bruce hits me up. He's like, "Yo, bro," and this was like during COVID times when COVID was like really heavy. You know what I'm saying? And they were also they made like a song, like a COVID song. It was playing on the news, like your E News and whatever. And at the time, it's like, yo, bro, I recommended you to someone. He's looking for a videographer. You understand? I'm like, big shout out, bro. You know, he sent me this plug, and then I meet the founder by the name of Michael Moedi, and then we built a working relationship, and then I became part of the team, and my role was being a content producer.
What does a content producer do?
Okay, what a content producer does, it's like you're the one who drafts a plan. So they're giving you a brief. We want to host this event. In terms of the production, we want um okay, how can I put it? In terms of production, we want maybe to shoot in these 1 and 2 and 3 locations, in these 1 and 2 and 3 angles. And you are just there planning the whole thing. It's okay, this is the type of equipment we need. You go and look at the space, and then you create a look and feel, you do a set design, you're basically playing the role of an art director, a producer, the sound guy, the lighting. So you are wearing all these hats to thingy to create this product. And then at the time, I was content producer, and then I was sourcing out locations also for the shoots, and planning the shoots, calling the artists, giving them call times, and that experience was dope because I met some great people along the way, which I'm still connected to even now. Like I made some good working relationships with people, and it was a big project. You understand? It was my first big project, which was international because South African Music Week is a sister event for Canada Music Week. So and it was the first event, so you can imagine the pressure at the time. And I'm young, Joe, and I'm handling this big project in terms of content production and shooting stuff. And
That's
it was
interesting. And you did the same thing for Soweto Tourism and Mrs. Soweto.
yeah, I did the same thing for Soweto Tourism. So Soweto Tourism Awards actually. So I came in as a content producer for Soweto Tourism Awards. So they didn't really have an idea in terms of how to produce the show, the look and feel, how to shoot the content, and we came in there. Big shout out to my homie Andy, also known as Andy Boy, and he hits me up. He's like, "Yo, bro, I've seen what you've done with SA Music Week. Here's another big project. Are you down?" I'm like, "Sure thing, I'm down." So it was supposed to happen last year, November, but already the year was about to end, and then they pushed it to February, I think. And then we basically were on the ground, we were on the ground. I was handling motion graphics, I was handling the crew, gear checks, and just planning the production side of it, put together a crew to come and shoot. Big shout out to my homies, Memba, Kabza, and Loazi. They pulled through for me, and I appreciate that. That project really showed me, Uti, like I can actually do like a large scale project. You understand? I can do a large scale project. But now you know what the thing is. To do a large scale project, you need a budget. So yeah, I think that's just minor things that can be worked on. But it was a great experience because they were happy. The MMC, City of Joburg, everyone was happy about the outcome. And just me being behind the scenes, wearing comms, directing the show, that was that was dope because I'm like, okay, we just made this. I just designed this in the space of 3 days. And, like just for the 2 weeks alone, Jay, there was no sleep. I only got to sleep the day after the event was done.
Mm.
Cause that was crazy. And then another highlight was Mrs. Soweto. Mrs. Soweto also, it was the first Mrs. Soweto, you understand? So even with that one, the pressure was on. But it was like when we were talking to the client, big shout out to Sister Ho, we were like, okay, what's the vision? Where do you want to take this? You understand? And then she explained it to us, and then we're like, okay, we'll just do it to the best of our ability, in terms of production. Because with that one, I did motion graphics, and then part of the content that they gave me, I built a storyline.
Mhm. Um, Tell me about Sonic Spotlight and the Jukebox experience.
Oh, jukebox experience. The jukebox experience is my baby. It's been bubbling under
Mm.
for a long time, and yeah, it's more than a year since the platform has started. Um, Big shout out to the Sonic Spotlight. The Sonic Spotlight is also a year old. The Sonic Spotlight is actually my radio show. But just to dive deep into the jukebox experience, so the jukebox experience is a platform for music enthusiasts, collectors, creators, producers, artists. So we step into just exposing new talent. You understand? So we know that there's so much people are like the type of audience we cater to is an audience that's keen to go to a music store and buy that record, buy that vinyl, buy that. You understand? So we cater to like a market of people who are like in that mindset. It's okay. What is new? What is out? Which artist is bubbling under right now? So we cater to that. We give a platform to that. So that's basically what the show is about. So what the show is about, the Sonic Spotlight, the tagline is, who are we? We're crate digging culture in the digital era. So we are basically crate digging, but now within this digital space where, we make it look dope and vibrant. You know what I'm saying? So the aim of the Sonic Spotlight is to put young people on that are coming up, you understand? Even the artists that are not really well known or don't have a big following, but they're really amazing in terms of their sound, their art, you understand, they songwriting, you understand. That's what we cater to, and it's gonna grow big, it's gonna go bigger than this. We're gonna be doing festivals, we're gonna be doing some epic shit, you understand. So yeah.
And you've been finding like some really amazing talent.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the highlights of your career?
The highlight of my career, I think the highlight of my career is seeing myself evolve every time and learning new stuff about myself and always gravitating towards that. I think for me, that's the biggest highlight. Yes, I'm in these spaces with all these big people, but I how can I put this? I pat myself on the back to say it's your hard work that's getting you here. You understand? It's not by luck, but it's your hard work and it's you believing in yourself, even in times where it gets hard, it gets crazy. You're not getting booked sometimes, you're not getting a gig to say, come and shoot or whatever, you understand? But for me, just me always working on myself and my art and all these ideas and collaborating with everyone and seeing some of the people that I'm collaborating with actually succeed and become big. It's dope for me.
Amazing to see.
It's amazing. Yeah, like I can mention a few, man. Like one of the amazing artists I've worked with, her name is Dawn Callier. She's in Australia right now, like, and she's making a killing, you know, like it's dope.
I know she's amazing. So three quick questions, don't overthink them. What's the first image or feeling that pops into like your mind or your head when you think of Soweto?
When I think of Soweto, um, the picture that comes into mind is all the amazing creatives that come from there. Like, there's still more to come. There's still more, not just musically, but in all aspects. You understand? We have amazing races. We have an amazing culture. You understand? So I love Soweto because that's where I'm from, and I represent it everywhere I go, Joe.
I know, I'm very proud of it, even when you're talking about it. If 5K Graphics had a theme song, what would be the genre?
What would be?
The genre.
What would be the genre? Oh shit. I think it would be the most creative shit anyone has ever heard.
So a genre that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. So if like your whole life was a movie, as a filmmaker, what title and genre do you think would be?
What title? Okay, let me see. Um, I think okay, the title. It would be experiment. That would be the yeah, that would be the name of the title.
True. And genre?
The genre.
Horror comedy.
It would be everything in one because um there's so many great moments and so many bad moments, but they all connect with each other. So you understand. If you only looking at one, you are missing the whole movie. You understand? It's better when you get to step into all these chapters and understand. You understand? So,
What would you say is the biggest lesson that you learned?
the biggest lesson that I've learned, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. That's the biggest lesson because it's like how I look at it, you are what you think. So always be wary of what you think of yourself and what you say of yourself because that plays a bigger role in just your how your day starts. You understand?
Yeah.
That just determines everything. You understand?
That's true. How do people find you? How do they find your platforms? How do they...
Okay, my personal social media, you can check me on Instagram at RG_5K. And then for both my platforms, you can check on Instagram, it's at 5K Graphics, and then at the Jukebox Experience. And then there's just a link tree that's gonna redirect you to all the other platforms where you can access some of the content, some of the work I've done. And then me personally as an artist, you can check me out on YouTube at Nerdio, which is spelled NXRD XXX. I repeat, NXRD XXX. Same on TikTok. Um, Yeah, that's me.
the YouTube. So, thank you so much. Today we had the amazing and very talented Kosana Dukele, aka 5K, aka Nedio. Thank you so much, my love, for coming. And thank you for watching and for listening. Please make sure that you tune in. We are posting every last Thursday of the month for another episode. Sorry, I have to cut that. Please make sure that you tune in. We'll be posting on the last Thursday of the month until we can afford to shoot weekly.
And please don't forget to recommend all your dope artist friends to come into this platform because this is about to be the next biggest thing in creative history. So, just follow, man. Show love.
The podcast is available on YouTube. Sorry, the podcast is available on YouTube. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, share, and comment. If you would like to advertise your product or brand, please email us. If you would like to be a part of our community and find potential collaborators, do send us an email. The email is mamaforwork@gmail.com, which is MAMMA, the number forwork@gmail.com. This is Umama Zizo Sibia, and I hope I'm leaving you with a heart full of art. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this.